I don't know if you've heard of Atheism Plus, and I know very little about it, so forgive me if I misdescribe it, but it seems to me to be a bunch of atheists who are also fairly politically and socially liberal, who have gotten together and sort of like, Mothers for Peace here in America. It's like, we are atheists, but that's not what we're here for. We're here for the social issues. Like, yeah, we're mothers, but we're not here like just because we're mothers. We're here because we're for peace. That, that kind of thing. So I guess in that sense, the title Atheism Plus might be a little misleading. But I've also heard, and this I think might be more accurate of a description, that Atheism Plus is calling for a new wave of atheism, saying that yes, atheism as a philosophical starting point does have something to say about gay rights, about gun control, about politics, etc. And that's where I start to have a problem with Atheism Plus. Atheism is not a positive assertion. It isn't saying there is this thing, and off of this thing we are basing these other things, because that's what you could do if, for example, you believe in God, where as God is your starting point, then you say, okay, well, if I believe in God, we have souls and the heaven and thing, and then you can get into abortion, like, the fetuses have souls. That is a claim that is based off the God claim. Atheism, however, is not a positive assertion in that same way, off of which you could base other opinions. In other words, a positive assertion like God or Zeus or whatever is something that can bring along other assertions. It can bring along baggage. It can imply other things. Atheism, however, as a negation of a claim, or really not a positive assertion, can't really bring along baggage with it. If you are arguing for the negation of a claim as atheism is, then all you can say is that certain other claims, based off of that claim you're arguing against, also should fall away. So if you are an atheist saying, look, there's no reason to believe in God, then you can also say, look, there's no reason to believe in souls. So in summary, positive assertions are the only ones that can bring with them other assertions or necessitate the adoption of other positions, whereas negative claims or the negation of claims can only require that other companion claims are also negated. So after saying that, it seems that I've made a pretty good case for atheism as a starting point to say, look, there's no reason you should ban abortion, therefore don't do it. But here's the problem with that. There are secular arguments for banning abortion, for not having a progressive tax rate. An atheist could, without being internally inconsistent, argue for a very conservative political and social position. And it doesn't matter if the majority or all of the atheist community believes that, the secular arguments against marriage equality are full of crap. The point is that someone could be an atheist and hold to secular arguments for conservative positions without contradicting themselves philosophically. This means, as I've been saying, that atheism really doesn't have anything to say about politics or social issues. And isn't this what we atheists have been saying all along when it comes to Mao or Stalin? We say, well, yes, they were atheists, but they didn't do what they did because they were atheists, not because, well, atheism implies this, not this, and this is what they did, this is what atheism implies. No, atheism just doesn't imply anything, so of course they couldn't have gotten any sort of direction from their starting point of atheism. They had something else going on, independent of the fact that they didn't believe in God, that caused them to, well, be crazy. They had these weird, almost pseudo-religious ideologies going on about them, but that was not a case of, atheism as the starting point, and it brings along all these other assertions because, as I've said, that's not a thing that can happen.